Let's see, I was looking for a bike that was a little bit more comfortable long distance and that I could ride on the highway and also get a fair amount of off-road riding in. So this was new on the market. I pre-ordered it not knowing much about it. So I was pleasantly surprised when I got the bike and stood up on it, rode around the parking lot, and all the weight seems really nicely placed, low center of gravity, and wasn't very heavy. And when I finally did go off-road, it was surprisingly well behaved. Just tractored up a lot of steep hills and didn't have any issues. First things I put on it were probably a skid plate and the crash bars. These are the SW Motec, and at the time when I got it there wasn't a lot on the market. Now there's some alt-rider bars and Jivy bars, some other brands, but this one kind of stayed with the lines nicely. I like that. Weren't too expensive. And also SW Motec on the skid plate was one of the first ones available. So the stock seat was surprisingly comfortable. You know, compared to some other stock seats. It did have a little bit of a forward tilt that you can put it at 2 different levels, so that kind of helped that. But I did have a custom seat made for that also. That's yeah, Rocky Meyer down in Ojai, and he did the passenger seat, and he also did the rider seat. I have an aftermarket pipe here. A guy from Australia, Wasp Works. He kind of made some of the early accessories for this from Australia. So it gave it a little bit of a deeper sound. Wasn't a big horsepower issue. Took a lot of weight off the stock exhaust pipe. And the cover was a little bit big and gray and plastic, so I kind of cut that and did some paint on that. Other than that, first thing I did after one trip was put on some new tires. So the street tires, I ran those about 5,000 miles and then put on some dual sport tires. I started with the K60 Heidenau and the TKC80 front tire. And so I've worn out a couple of those. They got a lot of mileage on them, 10 to 13,000 on each, front and back for the TKC and the Heidenau. And this is a Mitas EO7 Dakar, and so this has been on there about 4,000 miles. I like this one at this point. I don't know if it'll get the same mileage as the other one, but it's a little more rounded, and it looks like it picks up a little more traction off-road because it doesn't have the middle strip down the middle. So it maybe corners a little bit better and a little bit better off-road.